Like most professional sports leagues, the NBA is a copycat league. People copy each other's sets that work efficiently. The problem is, not every team has the same personnel. We're going to talk about the Golden State Warriors and the post-split action and why it is so effective for so many years. Golden State Warriors post-split action typically starts the same way, with an entry pass into a post player who is typically a non-threat. In this case, it's Draymond Green in the post, but that's not the action the Warriors are looking to get. That's going to take place on the perimeter based on these three players' cuts, reads, and movements. Starts with an initial screen by Steph Curry, and this is simply designed to get Wiggins on a cut down the lane to engage the defender that's guarding Steph Curry. Make him bump, make him hesitate, whatever it takes to create some space for Curry to come off the next screen. As he gets the separation around this screen by Kuminga, you can see Lonzo Ball trailing the play. Curry already has a head start, and as he comes off this screen, the key is he knows no big in the league is comfortable being that far out on the perimeter. So he has this additional space coming off the screen to plant, catch, square up, and release, and we know what the result of that will be when Curry has that much time. But it isn't just Steph Curry that makes this action successful. The Warriors have a stable of shooters to go to, and again, the action starts with an entry pass to a non-scorer, and then the screening action will take place. Draymond Green setting the up screen, Jordan Poole coming off hard, and then reading what the two defenders do for the Lakers. As Draymond sets this screen, you see the separation that Poole gets. Coming off hard to the basketball, forcing Wenyen Gabriel to make a decision. As he watches this action, he has to decide to stay back and protect against the dive or recover out to the shooter because he doesn't think his teammate will get there in time. As Poole catches it, it's a pretty simple read now. You've got two defenders chasing and a whole lot of space in the middle of the floor that Draymond Green reads. It's a slip and an easy delivery for a floater in front of the rim. And what really differentiates the Warriors' ability to run this action, the greatest shooting backcourt in the history of the league, and forcing communication defensively. One more time, ball goes into the post to a non-scorer, and in this case, take a look at where the defenders are picking up Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. 24 feet from the basket and out. That means there is a lot of space in the middle of the floor. If you make a mistake, there could be a back cut for a basket. As Steph Curry starts to come off, he feels that his defender is on the high side, trying to beat him to the spot. Now, this should be a simple switch where you'd get a defender to jump out, all bases would be covered. But because of the presence of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, neither defender trusts that the other guy is going to do it properly, so you stay home. That leads to open space in the middle of the floor for Steph Curry to make this back cut. Great delivery, great floater, and then finally, look at the end of this. That's LeBron James. Shoulders are down, exasperated because he knows they talked about it at shoot-around, how they wanted to defend it, but in real time, it is so difficult to actually execute that defense. Now we'll look at some other teams around the league running similar action with different results. But take a look at the Heat. It starts exactly the same way as the Warriors with a post feed. In this case, it's Bam Adebayo, and then PJ Tucker starts to headhunt. He wants to set this up screen to try to free up one of the best shooters in the NBA, Duncan Robinson, and force defensive communication on the part of the Sixers. Initially, Robinson actually rejects the screen, but PJ Tucker stays with it and sets a second screen on Tobias Harris. As Duncan Robinson comes off hard to the corner, you're going to see a miscommunication on the part of the Sixers, and you are going to get two defenders jump out at the basketball. That leaves a wide open lane for a PJ Tucker slip, delivery, and a short floater.
San Antonio Spurs would love to run the same action in this example, but it never really gets off the ground. Jakob Poeltl catches it in the post, and you can see immediately he's looking at the weak side because he wants to get this guard-to-guard screening action. The problem is Josh Richardson is too far away from the action. The spacing is poor from the beginning, and they don't ultimately end up putting pressure on these two defenders. In fact, stop it here. No screen is even set, and that bails out the defense because as Richardson finally comes off looking for the basketball, this facilitates an easy switch, and neither offensive player is open, and that is going to force an uncomfortable Jakob Poeltl in the post to try to go one-on-one. This is my favorite of teams that try to run it, with great result in the end, but the action not looking the same. Memphis tries to run the post split. It goes into Steven Adams. You get the proper guard-to-guard screening action, but this is the key. This is Ja Morant, and he's not really necessarily feeling this hard cut to the basketball. Instead, he kind of would rather drift out, get it back from Steven Adams, and then run a play that they run quite frequently called Ja Be Great, which is exactly what he does, taking the ball to a deep corner for a step-back three over the MVP.
As you can see, the Golden State Warriors have the personnel to run post-split action better than any team in the NBA, and as a result, it has contributed to an incredible amount of success.